Hi and welcome to my video. In this specific video, I will be covering one of my favorite fragrances from the house of Louis Vuitton. And specifically, we're gonna cover Imagination today. As you can see, this is a fragrance that I've worn quite a bit. I don't know if you can tell, but essentially almost half of it is already worn, which already gives you a good impression if I love this fragrance or not. And in today's video, I will give you a brief overview what this fragrance is, what you can expect if you buy it, if I think it's worth it, how does it smell like, and if it compares to any other fragrances. And as a bonus, because I do have a new joiner today in the club, I will be unboxing this bad boy. So stay tuned for this. This is gonna be at the end, the unboxing that is. So grab yourselves a cup of okay, actually, wrong channel, let's not go there. But do get a coffee before we get into this one, because this might be a longer video for me than what I've usually made so far, simply because I really enjoy this fragrance. So let's get into it. From Louis Vuitton, one of the first launches for the male fragrance line, and also one of the best sellers. So this, together with Ombre Nomade, is essentially the top two best sellers from the brand, to no surprise at all, because it is extremely mass appealing. Now, let's kick it off with the actual scent profile. So what are you getting with this one? I think the first instinct when you see the bottle and when you see the marketing is, okay, so this is going to be a blue freshie, right? Which is the case, so that is true. However, they have two notes in this specific fragrance that make it unique and also make it incredibly beautiful when it comes to the scent profile. The first ingredient is Chinese black tea. Now, I've smelled many tea fragrances before, but none of them have the same smell that this one does. What that implies to me is that this could be a proprietary scent DNA that has been developed for this fragrance, because I have not smelled many fragrances that have this type of tea accord, right? You can go to Russian tea by Masque Milano, and you will find a very good tea fragrance as well. But the way that this one is structured is just amazing. So it opens up with the immediately noticeable tea note, which I particularly love, because it gives this fragrance this calming, relaxing vibe. So it's not your typical freshie where you get citruses and it gives you, you know, a kick in the back. It gives you a lot of energy. This is more chill. So this is more of a chill fragrance, right? That doesn't mean that this doesn't have a lot of citruses, because it does. It has about 3 or 4 different citrus types. I'm not gonna go into it. Essentially, it's bergamot, it's mandarins, etc. So the very typical citruses that you might find. But again, it's not the first thing you smell. The first thing you do smell is the tea. And the tea carries the citruses in a way which makes the fragrance last and project. So it's not your typical freshie that's going to be gone in an hour. This is one of the best performing fragrances from Louis Vuitton. And I know some of you might say, okay, well, I bought it and it's gone in 3-4 hours. Just give it a little bit of time. So wear it, make sure it master it a little bit, give it a bit more time, because this one, for me at least, and this is the 2022 batch, this one lasts quite a bit for me, and again, for a freshie. So this is not comparable to any Oud performance, of course, but compared to a freshie, it does last a long time. So what else do you get, right? So tea and citruses on the top, and then as this starts to dry down, you are getting a more of a blue vibe mixed with clean, freshly washed clothes, and a little bit of cinnamon. Now, for me, I don't notice the cinnamon too much, although depending on the weather, I do notice it a little bit, but not too much. But that again anchors the fragrance beautifully. It makes it a very long-lasting experience, at least for me. The whole combination, so if I were to put this fragrance into one word, I would say a calm, freshly shaven, freshly washed type of a guy, right? So this is straight out of the shower, extremely calm, relaxing, confident type of fragrance, which is why it is the #1 currently on Parfumo when it comes to male fragrance. This is on the #1. and there's a good reason for it. So when we come to the second point, is this one worth it? I would say absolutely. I think this is one of the best smelling fresh fragrances that I've ever tried. I also think that I haven't really seen any comparable fragrances to this one. I'm sure that if a lot of people watch this, some of you might find some fragrances that are very similar to this. And if you do, please do let me know, because this is an expensive fragrance. But so I would say it is definitely worth it, especially because you are able to go to Louis Vuitton and essentially refill these fragrances, as you know. Now, the prices have increased recently, so I think a new bottle of this is going to be 260, but the refill is, I believe, still at about 160 euros, which is a very good deal considering the type of fragrance you're getting. And if you like it, you can keep refilling it, and it's going to last you a long time. So yeah, indeed, this is a beautiful one. When it comes to the performance and projection, as I said, it performs really good on my skin, lasts easily one whole work day. And if you reapply, it's going to last you throughout the day with no problem, with a moderate projection. So again, it's not going to be beast mode. You're not going to be smelled by someone in the next room, but you will, however, have a nice little soft aura around you, maybe about an arm's length when it comes to projection. But it's going to leave an amazing sillage because of the actual tea. So you're going to leave this calm, relaxed, tea, freshly washed type of a smell behind you, which is I think amazing. So I can only recommend this fragrance. It is an absolute beast. It is a top seller for a reason. If you don't know it, I would say test it first, even though I would say it is safe to blind buy. I've seen that some people do pick up on the cinnamon quite a bit and do dislike the tea note, which is again what makes this one special. So if that sounds something a bit iffy to you, then please do go ahead and test. Otherwise, I would say this is very easy to blind buy, because if you end up not liking it, you could resell it pretty much at the same value, because people really like this one. And every time I see this one being sold online, it's usually sold within 1 hour. So yeah, goes to show how many people actually enjoy this one. So yeah, hands down, I can easily recommend this one of my favorites and one of my staples in my collection. As I go on with my videos, you will see that this one gives you a very good indication towards the type of scent profiles I like, which is more of a clean, gentlemanly type of smell. But then again, I also have some oud fragrances that are, that can easily wake you up in the middle of the night. So we will definitely be covering those too. So yeah, as I said, Imagination from Louis Vuitton, very good. I would recommend getting the 100 ml bottle, because the refills are better when it comes to the price proposition when you're refilling the 100 ml compared to the 200 ml. But of course, if you do love it, then just get the 200 ml, because obviously you can refill that one as well. That's it. Very easy to recommend, very easy to wear, and very easy to like. So thumbs up for me when it comes to Imagination from Louis Vuitton. Let's move from one house of Louis Vuitton to the house of Xerjoff. Now, this house does not need any introductions at all. By the way, I've already unpacked this one, kind of, and I'm wearing it as my setup today. So I already know what it is, but let's unpack it together. So this is Uden, and I know I said that we do not care about packages over here, but today we do. So this is a really good package. I got the 50 ml. I think this only comes in 50 anyway. So let's open it up. Essentially a very nice box, but I'm sure you're familiar with Xerjoff at this point. So this slides right out, essentially. This is where we do actually start caring about the box. Kind of a fake leather box on the outside. This looks great if it stands upright. If I open it up, you will see that the fragrance is nicely packed. What's kind of cool, not that I care too much about it, but it makes it a little bit of a special thing, is that with the Shooting Stars collection, which Uden is a part of from Xerjoff, you do get a piece of meteor that is inside his pouch, and then you also get information from where it came from. So I'm going to show you with that one first. So I don't know if you can see this one, but this is the small meteor, which is kind of cool. So you can keep that one in your collection. I'll leave this one aside. And then you do have the bottle that sits inside. I think Xerjoff makes one of the most beautiful bottles in the game. So to no surprise there, you can see it looks absolutely amazing. It's a 50 ml. As you can see, it is indeed Uden. They have one of the best caps that you can get. Metal. It is simply stunning. So I'm actually gonna spray it again. This is so good. In this particular fragrance, so I'm not gonna do a complete review about this one. I might do it in the future. But this particular fragrance is, I would say, one of the best freshies that I've tried, because it's not your typical freshie. And as you can tell, it kind of follows the same track that Imagination does, where it's really, really fresh and very likable, but it has this different component to it that makes it special. In Imagination, it's tea and cinnamon. In this one, it's actually coffee and rum. So again, I would highly recommend testing this one out before you buy. But this, to me, especially in spring, is just pure bliss. This is beautiful. So if you do get a chance, please test this one out as well. So yeah, I'm gonna be wearing this one. I'm gonna test the performance. I don't know it yet, even though I've worn it today. From what I've seen so far, it seems really good in the first 2 hours, and then it kind of dries off into this typical complex Xerjoff base with the coffee and rum. But let's see how this one performs when I am outside as well. So yeah, this was the unboxing from Uden, from Xerjoff, again, part of the Shooting Stars collection. And also the review of Imagination. So please do let me know if you would like a different fragrance from either of the brands to be tested. I am more than happy to do so. Also, what I will be doing with this channel is I will be uploading 2 videos per week. One will be on Tuesday, as this one will go live on, and the other one will be on Sunday, so on the weekend. So if you would like to see more reviews, if you want to know anything specific, any questions, concerns, again, ideas about future reviews, if there's anything I can improve, then please do let me know. Other than that, I thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.